Of course, we're going to begin with what's happening in Ukraine. Russian officials are meeting with their Ukrainian counterparts today. But despite the talks, Moscow's assault on the country remains relentless. Over the weekend, Russian missiles hit a Ukrainian military base near the border with Poland, killing at least 35 people. The base is less than 15 miles from NATO territory. Meanwhile, a Russian airstrike also struck a residential building in the capital. At least one person was killed there. Charlie D'Agata has more.
The massive airstrike on Ukraine's military base right on Poland's doorstep has drawn the U.S. and NATO allies closer to this conflict. A base used by American and NATO forces to train Ukrainian troops. The message from Moscow could not be clearer. The smile of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, trying to boost the spirits of the wounded, disappeared in a stark warning overnight. I repeat again, if you do not close our skies, it is only a matter of time before Russian missiles fall on your territory, he said, on the territory of NATO and on the homes of citizens of NATO countries. The Red Cross says time is running out for hundreds of thousands of residents in the besieged city of Mariupol, where government officials say at least 2,500 people have died, including, we have learned this morning, this mother and her unborn baby wounded in last week's air raid strike on the maternity hospital. A woman in a Kyiv suburb plays one last song before she leaves her bomb-damaged home. In Irpin, just northwest of the capital, soldiers carry away the wounded and the dead. Where residential neighborhoods have come under heavy bombardment for days, a child skips along despite the danger all around. Those who do manage to escape amid the shelling and sniper fire flee here to a neighboring village. You can see what it's come down to for the people who don't have vehicles, who have fled from these villages just in the back of these cargo trucks. They're being handed warm drinks and some water and something to eat. At least they're safe for now. Neighbors who have stayed behind to help, knowing full well they're right on the path of Russia's merciless advance toward the capital. I'm begging to be heard, Aliana told us. Close our skies so our kids can sleep calmly, so the whole country can live. Aliona is an English teacher with two small children. They must be so scared. What do you tell them?
Yeah, actually, we try to explain them that we have the greatest army, you know, and they will protect us and will defend us, and they believe us.
Well, are you going to stay here no matter what?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, and me and my family and my children.
The UN has estimated 2.7 million people have fled the country. That doesn't include the hundreds of thousands of displaced residents like those who narrowly escaped the fighting in search of safer parts inside the country. Jericka and Vlad?
Charlie, thank you. For more now on what's happening on the ground, let's bring in Dr. Serhii Frolov. He's an intern at the Kyiv Regional Perinatal Center. Thank you so much for joining us. As you just heard in Charlie's report, there was a woman and her unborn child that was killed in Mariupol. When you hear those types of reports, are you concerned for not only the safety of your patients, but for yourself?
That is really so, because that is pretty much the most terrible thing that can happen, that not only the mother of the unborn child can die, but also the child. I mean, it was not even born. Sorry. And for me, that is something terrible because, okay, I mean, that is, of course, terrible when the mothers have to give birth to the child when in the shelters, when we have to perform cesarean sections, when in the operation room and there is heavy risk of the strike. But to get the bomb of those hospitals, those that cannot deliver their patients to some other hospital, and so they can get a care there, but to kill not even the patients, but also the unborn babies, that is something that that is really critical. And that is something, it's pretty much the worst thing that can happen in obstetrics. And it's happening right now. That is terrible.
You know, Doctor, I, just like the rest of the world, wanted to know that that mom and her unborn child would be okay. I was shocked and saddened when I heard in Charlie's report that they did not make it. And yet, throughout all the death, the destruction, the difficulties that you and other doctors are facing right now, you have managed to still deliver, bring young babies into the world. It's a terrible world that they are being born into, and yet there they are alive. What is the mood then of mothers who have been able to successfully bring their children into the world?
They are trying to keep up because it's not some process that we can control. It's happening and it's due, so we just should help them to deliver. They're doing their best, and they are keeping the mood of each other's. So because like here in the picture, you can see that they are mostly alone. Their husbands are helping them. The same with the nurses and doctors. Even though the doctors have to stay in the hospitals for more than one shift, either because it is not safe for them to get to their homes, or it is impossible for the other doctors to take and replace them on the shifts. Everybody's doing great jobs, and I do really hope that this will finish really soon, so we don't have any more casualties like this.
Dr. Frolov, what kind of aid are you all receiving at this point, and what's the need right now?
The need is that for now, not every mother, not every pregnant woman can get to the hospital. So we have to coordinate the local doctors and also sometimes the police officers who are on the underground, and they may be at the place when the delivery will happen. There are a great need also for the different kind of medicines and bandage materials for those that when we actually have to perform the cesarean section, for those who cannot deliver on their own, we really need those. And also for the mothers who need other kind of medicine to control their blood pressure, or those who need insulin, or a lot of different medicine, and not everything can be stored here in Kyiv for a long time. We have some kind of storage. It's for those women who are staying at our perinatal center, but still it is only for a few days, maybe a week or a week and a half. So we are waiting for the other medicines and other materials and instruments to come. Our doctors are doing really impressive jobs, but it's not a thing that we can do forever.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate all that you're doing. Our prayers to you and your team. Dr. Serhii Frolov, thank you so much.